Hey homies, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Haley and this is the Mystic Adventure Tarot. And to those of you who've been subscribed for a while and you watch consistently, I want to say I'm so sorry I have not been uploading. I've only been doing What's the Tea, and we're not going to do it this month because it's just been so chaotic for myself and for Yale. He's moving, I'm going through like some medical issues. So I was like, I can't, I can't this month. You guys are on your own. Sorry. But I love you guys so much. And I haven't been feeling creative. I haven't been feeling the flow. And so I'm trying to just get back into it. And I'm like, maybe I overwhelmed myself with trying to do too big of videos or whatever. So we're going to come here with a little two pile for you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much to those of you who are consistent watchers, subscribers, you comment down below, all those things. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. I thoroughly enjoy this, and sometimes I think that we do too much with the things that we enjoy and then we don't enjoy them anymore. So I'm going to start cutting back, and I mean, I've been cutting back, but I'm going to try and do things a little differently, or try and work through it. Okay. So enough of my yapping. Our topic today is, why am I so frustrated? Why am I so frustrated? The world has gone insane. Why, what's going on? What's going on with me? So we've got two piles today. Pile one, we have the Maker's Tarot, and we have Ernie. Say hi, Ernie. And then pile two, we have the Rubber Ducky Calcite, and we have the, which one is this called? Dang. The Desert Illuminations Tarot. Sorry, I took a little rip before I started. Desert Illuminations Tarot. So you got two options. Why am I so frustrated? We're going to get to the root of the issue. We're going to have a talk about it, okay? Everything is timestamped down below. Click down there, and I will see you at your reading. Hey, pile one. If you chose Ernie or you chose the Maker's Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Why am I so frustrated? I need to know. Life has been real frustrating for everybody lately, I've noticed. And even those of us who do our best to maintain peace, things have been feeling a little confusing, one would say. So let's get into our oracle, and as always, if you feel like just based off the oracle you're not really connecting with the reading, that's okay. You can pick the other pile if you want to, or you might not have a reading today, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. So let's get into these, see what's going on. Why am I so frustrated? Number 3, Ejioko. I hope I said that in as close as possible. Ejioko. The joy of life is seen through the eyes of innocence. Ooh, tea, having fun, tapping into that inner child energy, maybe. Third house, communication with Gemini. Thoughts, socializing, communication style, learning, the mind, early education, siblings, interests, short trips, language. Yeah, again, that connection. And you know what's funny? This is, I think, in African culture, or in African mythology, I believe that they are Gemini as well. But I think you need to reconnect with people. I know it's pretty early, we only got 2 cards, but I feel like you might be a little disconnected, and you might need to take, just a little, to go see your friend, go drive up, see your friend. I know gas is crazy right now, but figure it out. You know what I mean? Just take a little trip, be supportive, or be supported, get out of your head. Moon in Pisces. Speaking of getting out of your head, Moon in Pisces, beware of indulging in negative or depressive tendencies. Self-isolation being one of them. Ooh, I know you don't want to hear that, pile one. I don't like to hear it either, as someone who likes to spend a lot of time alone. Self-isolation is not the answer. Sometimes you need to get out and you need to go be around people. 222 on the timer. Growth. Yep. Grow out. And you're going to realize that being around the right people, right? We don't want to just be around anybody, but being around the right people will nurture your spirit. I promise. When we have grief, sometimes things happen and we want to push everybody away. We want to feel upset about it, and we want to just tune it all out and turn it all off, not communicate, not anything, just be a ghost, in your own life. And I know, trust me, I've been feeling that this month. But don't let the bastards get you down, pile one. Don't let them get you down. It's so hard to push through when you just want to sit and fucking be aggravated and direct all of your negative feelings towards the first person in front of you. It's hard because you especially when you're self-aware, it's dang, I can't just sit here and project all these feelings that I'm having. But it's okay. If you're going through shit, it's okay to vent. Okay. It's okay to vent to the people that you love. It's okay to communicate and reach out when you need help. Grief is not something that you're supposed to face alone. That's why we are a social species. When you go through things like grief, it's not supposed to be something that you face by yourself. This is the time where your friends and your family and the ones that you choose and the ones that love you for who you are, they uplift you and they come around and they're there for you. Okay. And I know it's hard to accept sometimes, and maybe we'll flip it the other way. Maybe there's someone in your life that really just needs you right now. And maybe you just need to go see them. Maybe you need to go be there for them. Maybe you need to pull yourself out of your own lane for a second and be there for someone that you are that person for them. That's too much. You are that person for them. And so maybe they need that. Maybe you owe somebody an apology. I don't know. There's a few different ways that you can take this, but it's time to get out of your head and get into reality, and kind of be around. It's time to just start moving around, if that makes sense. What is the root of my frustration? Oh boy, what is the root of my frustration? Let's get into the tarot. The 9 of Swords reversed. I hate it here. Sometimes as a tarot reader, and those of you who also do tarot or you like to watch it frequently or whatever, some cards come up and you just are leave me alone. Get away from me. And the 9 of Swords reverse is one of those vibes of just your source of frustration is that internally you are, let's call it what it is. We're depressed. You're a little depressed, pile one. You might be a little depressed. You might be dealing with some heavy emotions. It might be someone else's emotions, that you're dealing with. That's putting you in a position where you're just I don't know anymore. I don't have any answers. I don't know anymore. And maybe that makes sense as the root of your frustration, because why wouldn't I want to know what's going on? I want to be in control of what's going on. I don't want to just be here in the dark having to go step by step, right? And with the 9 of Swords reverse, it's you don't know, you have no control, you have no answers, and you're ticket number 486 and they're on number 3 right now. That's where we're at. The root of the frustration is just I don't have anything else that I can do. I can't anymore. I don't have any options. I don't know what else to do. How is it affecting my mental health? Well, we'll see what kind of sword pops out on this one. How is it affecting my mental health? How's this frustration affecting my mental health? The King of... Wow. All jokes aside. The King of Swords reversed. How is it affecting your mental health? It is making you very irritable. Very irritable and very angry. And you know what's funny? Ironically, I like a little, parallels and symbolism and all that good stuff. Ernie is does not care about anything. Ernie does not care about anything. But you know who does? Bert. Bert is so frustrated and irritated all the time. And Ernie does not care. Ernie is happy. Ernie is trying to, and that's what I'm saying is maybe you're feeling like Bert and you need to go hang out with Ernie. You need to go get out on the street, go see your friends, go communicate with people, go sit in the sun. What is the theme song for Sesame Street? Sunny days, taking the clouds away. That's this is so corny, especially because this reading is so heavy when, if it's applying to you, it's heavy. Things feel dark, but it's this ironically, and it's so funny because I didn't even intend that, but it's just this it's calling you to come out to Sesame Street. Come outside, come sit in the sun, come engage with your community, engage with your friends. Because this frustration is starting to make you the problem in terms of your negativity, your attitude, the way that you are responding to certain situations. And I get it. I get it. Things feel rough right now. Even if it's more specific to your life, things feel rough right now. Okay, so how is it? You need to focus on getting your mental health good, because if you're the King of Swords reversed, that's kind of as far as you can get, So try and, how is it affecting my environment? Let's keep going. How is it affecting my environment? How is this frustration affecting my environment? 8 of Cups reversed. Go. I'm not kidding. It's time to go outside. It's time to get outside and get to work, because it's making you feel even in your own home, just wandering around aimlessly, I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know. I going in every room, the house, get your house cleaned. Just pick one room and do that room. Pick one task in that room and do that task. You have to go step by step, because if you look around and everything's a mess and everything's disorganized, and you realize how backed up you are in life because you've been depressed, you've been exhausted and isolated. Get one thing done at a time, but get outside. It's time to get outside. It's time to stop being so, like I said earlier at the beginning of it's you're a ghost in your own life right now. And how's it affecting your environment? It's just, I feel like you're not able to get out of this, I feel on your own, you're not feeling like you can get out of it. What am I being distracted by? What am I being distracted by? The Fool reversed. Feeling restless, feeling you're being distracted. You're allowing dumb things to distract you because you don't feel you just don't want to look at what's going on right now in your current situation. I'm going to be real with you. You're intentionally distracting yourself because you don't want to address the feelings. And this is an intense reading to come back to after not uploading for a while. I picked a deep subject, sorry. But what am I being distracted by? Dumb shit. I feel like you are trying to distract yourself with dumb shit so that you don't have to deal with this bigger picture. And I love that. I love that, although these are pretty down in the dumps, not gonna lie, your oracle cards are so bright and enticing, and I think that it's calling you to go out. you're being distracted by dumb shit. And I think that you want to do this thing where you're like, I don't know what's going on. Huh? What? When like, there's a lot going on. And maybe you just need to open up a little bit and let somebody in that's gonna encourage you to grow and help you through this. You know, you don't have to do anything alone. That's the most annoying part about life, is that although there are times when we feel like we are completely alone, there is always somebody who can be there for you and who's willing to be there for you, whether you think so or not. And we don't have to do anything alone. You know? This is giving like COVID vibes. Like this feels like back when like COVID, and you know what's funny? This is when COVID happened. This is when the Rona happened. But this, this gives like you are just trying to carry it all by yourself. What blockages am I creating? The Tower reversed. I feel like you are, like I said about like avoiding, the Tower reversed can be about like avoiding the fear of change, and avoiding the Tower breaking down means that everything is going to set itself back up and build back up. You know, it's not, the Tower breaking down is always taken as this like, oh, this is a horrible disaster. No, it is a reset. And you will not let it reset. It's like you're fighting against the change that's coming in your life. I don't know. Like the blockage you're creating is like you're not letting change happen. I feel like you're trying to hold on to a certain thing that does not work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. No matter how many years you've put into it, no matter how much you've tried to make it work, no matter what you've done, when a computer breaks down, it doesn't work anymore. And even like computer techs get to a point where they're like, it's done. This is done. We have to get a new one. We have to upgrade. We have to, you know, there's a virus in this, there's something. We have to upgrade, you know? And I feel like you're like gripping on to this old tech or this old whatever. And it's like, it's at the point where you have got to let it change. You have got to let it go. You've got to. And it's easier said than done. I promise you it is. It sucks. The feeling sucks. But the truth is, Pile One, there's something better out there. And the longer you wait, the further that thing is going to be. And the longer it's going to take to get back to that, you know? How am I contributing to this frustration? And how can I glean? You know what? I'm going to skip that one and do, what can I do to gain clarity? What can I do to gain clarity? The world reversed. Allow closure. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting my words out. Closure. Finishing up. And you know what's funny? Ironically, when you look at these, computer crashes, and now you're in a new phase where you're using new tech. Probably tech that wasn't compatible with this computer. You know, wasn't compatible with whatever it was you were holding on to, and now you're actually able to expand on what you're using. I'm gonna do the world. I'm gonna put this up right. But what can you do to gain clarity? Allow closure. Allow yourself to move on from whatever it is. And if you need your friends with you, have your friends with you. You don't have to do this alone. There's probably somebody, I don't know, this could apply to anything, okay? But there's probably someone standing by, one of your friends, one of your family, whoever, who is just waiting, chomping at the bit for you to be like, hey, I'm moving out. And they're like, let's go pack. They're ready. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who are waiting for you to make that choice, you know, whatever the choice is. And allow yourself to have closure. Allow yourself to live a more peaceful life. A life where like Ernie, you don't care. It doesn't matter. You know, the things that frustrate you, Bert, they don't matter. At the end of the day, we have each other. You know, that's the vibe here. We have each other. Okay? So you don't have to go through this alone, pile one. And it's easier said than done, but you don't have to do this alone. There's someone waiting to be there for you. Okay? So let's heal from it, okay? Let's do it. Let's do it right this time. You know what I mean? Let's get our final card. I love you guys. I hope you sat through all my yapping and enjoyed this. What do we got? Acceptance. All is as it should be. Try to see situations through the eyes of your best self. You will have the wisdom and the will to refrain from judgment. So send blessings instead. T. And you know what's funny? Is it this like diamond kind of shape, or this like, I don't know. It's time to grow. It's time to grow. Pile one. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment down below. Let me know. I missed you guys. I enjoyed doing this too. So like and comment and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Hi, pile two. If you chose the rubber ducky, the yellow calcite, this is going to be your reading. Why am I so frustrated? Pile one was pretty deep, so we'll we're gonna get pretty deep today, I think. As always, if we're gonna start with the oracles, and if you feel like you don't connect with the reading just based off the oracle portion, it's okay. Pick another reading if you want to. I think my clothes are different. It's a different day, so I had to stop filming yesterday. I had a chicken emergency, so I didn't get to finish my video. So I'm probably wearing. I just realized I'm wearing different clothes. So that's why it's the next day. Anyway, if you feel like just based off the oracles you're not connecting with this reading, go ahead and pick another pile, or you might not have a reading today. Nothing wrong with that. Let's get into these. Why am I so frustrated? Number 22, Owarin. Sorry, I'm gonna try and say it phonetically. Owarin. When you always say yes to others, you say no to yourself. Oh, wow. Coming in real strong, which, wow. When you always say yes to others, you say no to yourself. Virgo. Oh my God, you guys. Pile two, we're gonna laugh our way through this. Virgo, the perfectionist, analytical, planning, perfection, hard work, helpful, detail-oriented, reliable, confident, skeptical, overly critical, ruler of the sixth house. So I can't, those of you who also read tarot, sometimes you're trying to do a reading and like shit just be hitting and you're like, damn, why so aggressive, you know? Let's get into these other ones. But that's that Virgo energy of like when you always say yes to everyone else and you're always trying to baby everybody else and, you know, give everybody advice or whatever, you're not paying attention to what's going on in your own life, and your own life starts to fall apart. Okay, so stay focused. The cat totem. Make time to focus on your own spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you. Get back into ritual, you guys. Starting off, get back into ritual. I feel like the frustration so far, like the root of the frustration is literally, and you actually got two of these. It's like your shit is falling apart, and I feel like it's because you've been trying to help everybody through it. Am I crazy? Is that what's going on? Because that's what it feels like. You're trying to spread yourself everywhere else and you're ignoring your own life. Moon and Leo, another cat, by the way, if cats are symbolic to you. Moon and Leo, it is an important time to guard against being self-centered, over-opinionated, or pushy. Because again, if someone doesn't want to fix the problem, they're not going to fix the problem. And no matter how much you give them advice or you help them or you're there for them, you answer the phone every time they call, like none of that is going to change the behavior. 333 on the timer, because they don't want to change their behavior. You know, that's on them. That's up to them. It's not up to you. And so instead of running yourself ragged, being there all the time, look around at what's going on in your own life. Oh, another cat. If cats are important, or if cats are symbolic. Look around at what's important for you. We have rest and we have wonder. You know? Take some time to like enjoy life. Enjoy what's going on in your life. It's spring cleaning. It's time to get your house clean. It's time to get organized with that Virgo energy, the perfectionist. Get perfection in your, and like, of course we can't achieve perfection, but get as close as you can in your own home, in your own space. Get your house cleaned up. Those cabinets that you've been wanting to clean out, you know, get your car cleaned out, whatever it is. Just, it's time to get refreshed and organized. And if other people are not going to get refreshed and organized, that's on them. That's not your job. You are not a paid personal assistant. You have your 444 on the timer. You have your own life. Pile 2. You have your own life and your own problems, and you have to focus on yourself sometimes, and that's okay. Because at a certain point, you're just pushing your opinions and you're just pushing your, you know, agenda essentially onto that person. They don't want it. They don't want to hear it. They're going to do what they want. And at a certain point, you got to let go of the bike and let them fall over, you know, if that's what happens. And it's not that you're wishing that. It's that you are directing your energy towards yourself. Let's get into the tarot. Why am I so frustrated? Dang, we don't even, that was it. But let's get into the tarot. What is the root of my frustration? For pile 2. For pile 2, the root of your frustration. The cat's in the window. She's watching the chickens. Oop, too much. Strength. You are being strong for everybody. Your root of your frustration is that, like, you're trying to be strong. You're trying to convince everybody you're strong and you've got it. Did anyone watch Encanto? What's the strong sister's name? Luisa or Eloise or something? You're being strong for everybody, and that surface pressure is pressing down and pressing down and pressing down, and eventually you are going to crack. You're going to crack because you're putting too much on yourself. And even with the Leo, like that, again, this idea that you need to be strong all the time. When you say yes to others, when you always say yes to others, you say no to yourself. You've got to focus on your own spiritual well-being, and you've got to focus on your own physical well-being. You're currently going through some stuff, okay? How is it affecting my mental health? Oh, here's that cat again. Can you move? How is it affecting my mental health? We got the Knight of Cactus, which is the Knight of Pentacles upright. Don't mind me. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So the way it's affecting your efficiency, it's affecting your routine, it is affecting your methods. It's affecting the way that you navigate. And the way, like I said, like this energy is very displaced. You are putting all of this creative and passionate and hardworking energy towards things that are not benefiting you. In any capacity. It could be your job, it could be your family, it could be your friends. You know, none of this is legal advice. I'm a pair of talking hands on the internet. I'm trying to help you out, you know? But this could be, just think about, where is the drain coming from? How is it affecting my environment? The King of Wands, reverse. It's, this is what the frustration. It's making you have high expectations while also, it's making you have high expectations knowing that there's disappointment on the other side. Not only that, like you think you're going to get the payout, you know, it's like you've been here so long, you're waiting for this payout. And I'm not going to say that you're never going to get, you know, you're never going to get a payback for all the work you've put in for whatever it was. This ain't it. You know, this is not what's going to pay you out. And it's making you make more impulsive and hasty decisions, or even like say things that like, you know, you could have held back on, or said in a nicer way or a different way, you know, or could have just not said anything at all. Like this situation that is like you are so enmeshed in outside of like your home and yourself it doesn't have you like at your best. It's literally having like it's literally having you like in a position where you're like drained and you're unhappy and you're just kind of cranky and like and it's like just stop helping them. You know, just stand up for yourself. How's it affecting your environment? It's making you make like decisions that like you wouldn't normally make if you had the opportunity and the routine you used to have to think it through. What am I being distracted by? Let's see. What am I being distracted by? The Hanged Man reversed. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You're literally being distracted by limitations, someone else's limitations, if not your own limitations allowing you to be distracted. Not being able to decide on something, feeling pulled back. Also, like, there's this like martyr energy that comes with like the Hanged Man of like, oh, I've tried so hard. And it's like, okay. But at a certain point, you got to recognize this company don't care about you, you know, or like this boyfriend, this girlfriend, this partner does not care about you, or your mom don't like you, your dad don't like you, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like that your closest confidants have like tried to tell you. And at a certain point, you're either going to listen or you're not going to listen. You know, you're either going to stop being so invested in that and start putting all of that strength and that Knight of Pentacles energy into yourself, or it's going to be another season of this. And I don't mean to be so harsh, pile two, but like, yo, we're here, right? You're being distracted by the setbacks, but you're not understanding what is causing the setbacks. You are focused, that perfectionism and that like overcritical overthinking, you're focused on the solving the setback, but you're not realizing what is causing the setback. Does that make sense? You don't know there's a nail in your tire. You just keep filling your tire back up. But you don't know there's a nail there. And like, there's a lot of signs that there's a nail in the tire, but you're not trying to you're trying to solve the tire being flat. You're not trying to stop the tire from being flat. Does that make sense? What blockages am I creating? Ooh, we got a few. We're going to take the 8 of Wands reversed. Oops. I won't even do that to you. We got the 8 of Wands reversed. So it's the blockages that you are creating is at a certain point, you are slowing yourself down. Either book the trip or don't book the trip, you know? Either do it or don't do it. But you cannot be frustrated at a certain point when you are set back so far behind, but you keep doing the same thing over and over again, or trusting the same person over and over again, and like convincing yourself, or them convincing you, whatever it is, being convinced that like you're going to get a different outcome. You're not going to get a different outcome. The blockages that you are creating, pile 2, is that you are holding off on just going for it for yourself, because there's the idea of like, oh, well, what if they need me? Who cares if they need you? And I'm not talking about your kids, okay? If you've got children and you got dependents, I'm not talking about your kids. Don't take me out of context, okay? I'm talking about like fully independent individuals. But you know what I mean. You are holding off. And whether you're holding off because you feel like you could do better, or like you're gonna get the payout, or like they're never gonna get it together because they don't want to get it together. They're never gonna do it for you because they don't want to do it for you. You're not going to get that raise because they don't want to give you a raise, because they don't have to. Nobody has to do right by you. And that was like one of the hardest lessons I ever learned in life. Nobody has to do right by you. No matter how right you do them, no matter how much you stand up for them or whatever it is, nobody owes you doing right by you, unfortunately. And there are people who understand that and they won't do right by you because they don't owe you shit, you know? And it's a hard lesson to learn when you realize like, oh shit, I need to be more selective on how much I invest myself because I'm not guaranteed that in return, you know? And take it in any context you want. I'm not guaranteed any of those things. Someone can say they're going to do that, but they're not, you know, who's going to make them? Right? Recognize that you are holding yourself back. You're holding off, okay? What can I do to gain clarity? Queen of Cactus. Wake up, pile 2. Stand up, girl. Stand up, bro. Stand up, homie. Stand up, friends. Wake up. What you can do to gain clarity is, it's so funny with this Virgo energy. You can start saying no to others and start saying yes to yourself. Making time to focus on your own spiritual well-being, on your own physical well-being, to rest, to center yourself, to work hard and plan your own future, your own success. And when you're successful, believe it or not, it'll help everyone be successful because you're going to stop helping everybody else. You're going to help yourself. You're going to level up to the point that you've always wanted to be at. And then on top of that, you're going to have the people who were sitting by riding your coattails who are like, oh, wow, I guess I really have to figure out how to do it myself. Oh, wow, we got to put in the work if I'm going to be like that. You know, believe it or not, you will inspire people. So what you need to do to gain clarity, refocus that nurturing energy, that like building and comforting and structuring and all those things, refocus that into your own life, into yourself. And I promise you, it will happen so quickly. Everything will turn around and you will be headed in the right direction. I promise. And it's you got to see it to believe it. You got to experience it yourself. Let's get our final advice. I hope you enjoyed this pile too. Hope I wasn't too hard on you. What do we got? Grace. Notice divine influence. Grace is happening with you and through you. Notice any parts of your life that have been touched by blessings or where miracles have occurred. Yes. Focus on like what is best for you, you know, like where things are blossoming, where things are actually making progress. Pay attention to when you do certain things, like the results that you get, you know, but stop repeating the cycle, pile 2. I love you so much, but stop repeating the cycle. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.